6. Really pleased to bring on our next guest, Christine Sorensen, president of the British Columbia Nurses Union. And the nurses have been the frontline fighters when it comes to this pandemic. First of all, Christine, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for making time today.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Now, how is the morale overall of the union right now with dealing with the COVID-19 epidemic here?
Well, from what I'm hearing from nurses, there's a lot of stress in the workplace right now. You know, they've done an enormous amount of work opening up beds in our hospitals, making sure that we have space for what we anticipate will be increased numbers of people requiring acute care services. And that's required moving patients to a number of other facilities back to their homes in the community and long-term care. There's a lot of stress because people are very concerned about the transmission of COVID, their exposure to COVID in the workplace, and making sure that they can provide safe patient care and not transmit COVID back out into the community.
And Christine, we keep hearing in the headlines a lot about the lack of equipment and supplies for nurses and healthcare providers. What's the current situation with that right now with the union?
Well, this is a global situation, as we know. Everyone is looking for equipment right now, and that's a big concern. We certainly seem to be okay on some parts of our personal protective equipment, gloves and gowns, but really some of the issues are starting to occur around face masks, and we are desperately looking at numbers of N95 masks, and that is starting to become significantly concerning to the nurses who are experiencing shortages in the sense that they have to, you wear the same mask all day. Right. They're stored in a central place. They have to go ask for a mask. So they're not as freely available. But I do know everybody is working incredibly hard to try to find the equipment that we need. We are in a global shortage, and that's the issue.
All right, and if you can just clarify the language a little bit, because we heard about this yesterday with this working short premium. This was something that was in the contract over a year ago for the nurses. If you can just explain that to us a little bit.
Yeah, so back in 2018, late 2018 and early 2019, we ratified our collective agreement at that time to include what was called a working short premium. Nurses have been working short for years in this province. We have the lowest rate of nurses per capita in Canada. For example, last year alone, nurses worked $162 million worth of overtime, which worked to about 2 million hours of overtime above their regular scheduled shift. So we had negotiated a working short premium that was to come in April 1st. Obviously had no idea COVID was going to happen at the same time. And this is part of our regular contract negotiations. The government has agreed to implement the working short premium, which I'm pleased. This is part of our collective agreement, and it was something that they ratified. So, you know, this is the normal course of our duties, and very pleased that this will be coming into play on April 1st.
How does it feel for you when you see all these videos locally of people banging pots and pans, celebrating at 7 p.m. To honor all the frontline healthcare workers in any kind of capacity? That must fill you with a tremendous sense of pride.
Absolutely. Nurses all over the province are saying that this is really a big morale booster. Right next door to me, I have somebody who's put hearts all over their window. And so, you know, it is something that warms us all and makes us feel connected as a team. And remembering this is a team effort. The nurses are there, the doctors are there, but so are RTs, housekeeping, all the essential service workers, paramedics, pharmacists. So this really is a call for everybody to say, thank you for everything you're doing at this time. So we're really pleased the public is supporting us.
And for you personally, as the president of the union, how are you kind of leading the charge and keeping yourself motivated while trying to, rally the troops, so to speak?
Well, you know, it is a big job, and I'm grateful to be given this position. It is wonderful to be able to speak on behalf of the nurses, but I have to admit, you know, it's a stressful time for everybody in the union. We have 48,000 members that we are trying to support across the province in over 700 work sites. It's very difficult to be meeting all of their needs in all of the areas because we see so many concerns with personal protective equipment, nurses working short. nurses who are becoming ill and having to go off work. So the days are long, but they're definitely worth it for me. I'm absolutely committed to doing the best I can on behalf of our members.
Well, Christine, my mom was an OR nurse for decades at Royal Columbian, Surrey Memorial, and VGH, so it affects me personally. And from myself and all of our viewers, stay safe and stay positive. And we thank you for all your contributions and all the hard work and continued success.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
All right, you take care, and hopefully we'll connect with Christine down the road as this develops. That's Christine Sorensen, president of the British Columbia Nurses Union.